Today we're discussing the role of the GC in upholding corporate culture. Ahmed, welcome.
Thank you.
Dynamic, fast-growing companies like GoCardless start with a highly entrepreneurial culture. As more people join, the challenge must be to find and sustain the right culture for growth. As a GC, what do you see as your responsibility in upholding and sustaining corporate culture?
As a GC, you're fantastically placed to have great visibility over the organisation, but also you're fantastically visible yourself. So that means you're in a good place to call out great culture and bad culture, but also you need to be very self-aware because everyone can see you too.
And how would you describe the culture at GoCardless?
I'd say it's very open and transparent, but also extremely collaborative. And that makes it probably the best place that I've worked because it feels like you can get stuff done, you know what's going on, but you're supported as well.
And in a company like GoCardless that's growing so quickly and it's so dynamic, what are the particular challenges to sustaining corporate culture?
I think it's natural for your culture to adapt and grow over time, but the important thing is to keep the thread the same, so keep the core the same. And I think for us, we do that by using our company values.
And do you mind sharing some of those values that you think are sort of unique to GoCardless?
Yeah, I won't go through them all, but I think the ones that are important to me are start with why and act with integrity. And those two things, I think, have seen us through quite a lot of tricky situations.
So just picking up on that idea of acting with integrity, what are the behaviours that you look for in your people that manifest that principle?
The slightly longer description for that value is we do the right thing even when no one's watching. And for me, that crystallizes it pretty well. And I think it's important to call out when you see that happening and when people are really exemplifying that, but also to call out when you don't see that happening. So, an example of good behavior would be, I messed up this thing over here. It might be significant, it might not be, but admitting that and moving on from it is exemplifying it. Whereas, shuffling it under the rug for it to be discovered a bit later would not be. So those are two examples.
And then similarly, with starting with why, what are behaviours that you think demonstrate that core value?
I think it's going beyond your realm of expertise is really important. So being curious and learning about areas which are not your own will ultimately, I believe, lead to the best business outcome. So if you're a lawyer, maybe go and learn about how people program, go and learn about design, go and learn about something which interests you, and then bring those benefits back to what you do.
What do you see as the future potential cultural changes?
I think the culture is still great, and I think it will continue to be great. It's just maturing. So as we grow as a business, as the businesses that we serve grow and our importance in the market grows, that means naturally our culture has to change a little. So I think we will see things getting a little bit more serious, but taking on a bit more responsibility. But those core values underpin all of that culture. So it won't shift significantly, but it's the small day-to-day shifts that we will see.
Ahmed, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your insights.
Thank you.